76
The revenue
degrees.
of all of you is in concrete. Who didn't have things to do. The revenue of all of you is overdue. Who didn't have things to keep. The revenue of all of you is in concrete. Who didn't have things to do. The revenue of all of you is overdue.
Made of blue.
All right, it's Monday. It's about 5:45. We're starting out on a standard route on the Santiago Creek Trail in the city of Orange. It's 76 degrees. Actually feels a little bit cooler than that, but what the weather said it was. So I'm still recovering from the weekend. It was so Friday night we had a company picnic at Knott's Berry Farm, And then Saturday we went to the Great Park and the Spectrum. And then yesterday I believe it was the hottest day we've had of the summer. We got up to 108, but we spent yesterday at Disneyland, of all places. And we had planned on going there early and going home early. So it's definitely not something that fits our budget, but we do pay for passes. And this would have been our last opportunity to go on a weekend, I believe, for the year. And it's really, if you plan it right, it doesn't really cost that much money, since we already have passes. So it's actually an inexpensive recreational activity. But the theme of the day was, we're going through this heat wave, and it was hot. We ended up staying until 5:30. So we stayed through the whole thing. We got there, I think, at 8:30 or 9. It was hot, man. It was hot. But my kids, man, they're troopers. Yeah, you see kids just on days like that, you see kids just falling out hardcore, everywhere, all around you. Just kids just beat red, tantrums and meltdowns. I mean, my kids are older, so I have a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 6-year-old. But still, I mean, so we would basically, when we got there, it was dead. I mean, there was very little waiting in lines for the whole day. I think the longest we waited in line was like maybe 15 minutes, which is crazy. So we started out on I notice I say a lot, so I'm working on that. In the mornings, I'm not awake really, so I have a hard time forming sentences. Oh, there it goes. See. So the first ride we rode was the Roaring Rapids, which we went on 2 times back to back, and then we went on the Monsters ride, and then we went on Soaring over the world. We went on Goofy's roller coaster, Jumping Jellyfish, the swings. That's all at California Adventure, and then we went to Disneyland, rode a bunch of rides there. I think around noon was where I started feeling the pain, so we walked from California Adventure all the way to the backside of Disneyland to It's a Small World. But It's a Small World it's usually pretty torturous for me, because it's kind of a nightmarish type of ride, but it was so cool in there, and that ride's so long and slow. It was so awesome just sitting there and enjoying the coolness. I almost fell asleep on it. I wanted to go on it again. I was like, why don't we just go on this all for the rest of the day? And right now they're doing construction around the haunted mansion, so you can get virtual passes, so you don't have to stand in line. You just wait until your number's called, and then you can load up. Guess we'll go up this way. Yeah, it was incredibly hot. Like, and we brought so water is everything at Disneyland is expensive, as you can imagine. So water is a bottle of water, a 16-ounce bottle of Dasani water is $4.75. So we brought 6 waters, and yeah, we went through those very fast. And then but one cool thing about Disneyland is you can get ice water. Any place where they have they serve food, you can get ice water. So we just continuously were getting cups of ice water. So I want to keep the channel an e-bike channel. Maybe I'll start another channel with random stuff on it, but I'll probably I did record a few rides. The one I was excited about that I wanted to publish was the Goofy ride, the Goofy roller coaster, but the camera position was kind of goofy, so I probably won't do that one. But I might do the Pirates of the Caribbean. I might put that on. I'll have to see how it turned out. So we're riding a little bit less at risk. I bought a big 32-ounce bottle of slime that I haven't put in the tire yet, but I've got that and my extra tube still, so that should keep us going for a while until these tires completely wear out. Which these tires do have, I think, several thousand miles on them. I'm not too sure, maybe 2,000, 2,500, and they're getting pretty worn out. All right, so we're now on Santiago Street. And we'll take this up to 17th. And then we'll take 17th to Bush Street. Yeah, that heat takes a lot out of a person. Just continuous. So there's a cool YouTube channel that I came across on Friday, I think it was. It doesn't have anything to do with bikes, but it's called NASS, so N-A-S-S. So if you're into history or historical motion camera action or historical photographs, things like that, which I really I enjoy looking at. I love old footage, not old films, but just old footage, similar to what we're doing here, but not on an e-bike. So this guy has taken old footage from, it ranges. The earliest one I saw, I think, was 1906, all the way up to the 60s. Not too much from the 70s, in various locations around the world, around the United States and in Europe. But he took the footage and remastered it. He actually made it 60 frames per second. And he goes around to these different cities, or the footage takes you around these different cities in history. So there's a bunch in LA and Hollywood, which are the only ones I've watched so far. Ones from Southern California. But the footage makes people look really strange when they walk. It looks like they're floating. And then he added color as well, but it's not, you know, color as we know it, but it definitely it's really awesome to watch. All right, we need to get to the other side of the street. And this little section right here is always very activated. All right, we're gonna jump across, guys. Oh, let's go through this parking lot really quick, and then we'll keep rolling. 7-Eleven. Pretty gnarly little area right here. All right. Yeah, NASS. N-A-S-S. So if you want to transport yourself to history and yeah, you can go into a different time and place. It's very awesome. So we're now on Bush Street. People do this. So stick with me. It's just Monday, so I apologize if this isn't a new and exciting route. But from my perspective, it's always pretty awesome. So I think this week I'll go from in the morning I want to go up Chapman and go either over the hill on Chapman, or there's another little street you can cut off and go over the hill. And then we'll go up Jamboree and maybe do that Peters Canyon ride again. So there is there's a place called Peters Canyon Park, and there is a trail. That's where I think it's the North Peters Canyon Trail. It starts right there, and I don't know, so it's a little preservation area right on the corner of Jamboree and a street called, I think, Canyon Drive. And that's where that Peters Canyon Trail starts. So, and then it ends up, you know, where I can turn left on Bryan and then hit the trail that runs along that Santiago Creek, or whatever they call that. It's part of the Mountains to the Sea Trail, I think. But the section that goes from where I just said, from Jamboree and Canyon, I don't know anything about, so I don't know if it's a dirt trail or if it's just going through like suburbia. I don't know. I'll have to look at it a little closer. So right now we're riding right in the middle of, in between Main Street and the neighborhood bike path. We'll cut over to the neighborhood bike path. Got a cat fight right here. No. All right, we're to the bike path. Let's check our time here. 26 minutes. So yeah, slow and easy today. So this morning I published my ride home from Friday, which was really hot. But it wasn't the hottest day I rode home last week. The hottest day I rode home last week, I think, was the day before. So I think on Thursday it was 102 or 103. But that was the day that I didn't have my camera on video. I had it on photo, which I don't know how that happened. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't end up catching that video, but that would have been a decent one. Let's go off into the grass here. Oh man. So I did end up putting that wind jammer back on this camera. So I have this little foam case that I can put around this camera it helps with the noise apparently. The video on Friday didn't have it on, but the best wind noise reduction that I've seen is the media module for the GoPro. So if you have a GoPro and you don't want to buy an external mic, definitely the media module I have on my GoPro is really good. The intention was to use this camera only in the mornings and then use the GoPro in the afternoon. But it's just always easier working with one camera. I only have one SD card, which I guess I could buy another one, or micro SD card. I could buy another one, but I don't really have the money to spend on one. I think they're only $30, but you know, maybe in a year or so, this YouTube channel will, I'll be able to start doing, running ads on the channel, and then whatever money the channel generates through AdSense, I can use that to make improvements to the channel, you know. I can get more equipment, maybe get a different, you know, start changing the way I film. But right now we're just building the foundation. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I mean, I don't expect to, I never expected to be still like, for me to get very many subscribers, which I already have, but I feel like if I've gotten this many by now, it's only going to get better because I'll be going a lot more places, you know, on the weekends, and start hitting these areas, you know, of interest, like doing the Huntington Beach ride and things like that. So the channel's only going to get better. So I think it's within reason to expect to get to 1,000 subscribers in a year, and then. So stick with me, and that's why it's important if there's any comments you want to make, where you're any suggestions, I'm totally open for it, because I think eventually the channel can be a little bit bigger and support itself, you know, getting these, maybe possibly some bike reviews. You know, I don't plan on I think most of the bike review channels are, you know, they're pretty. I want to be like, if I ever meet anybody, I want people to say, yeah, this is exactly how the OC commuter is. It's a big splatter of blood on the railroad tracks. I don't want to have I'm not a character, you know, I don't want to. I'm just a struggling father of 3 in Orange County that found something to make life even better than what it already is. All right, we're on Main Street. Kind of starting to wake up now. But yeah, I think it's totally possible to. But I don't know, maybe these bike reviewers, they want, or the bike manufacturers want people that are a little more exciting. I don't think so. I mean, I honestly think with only, I think as of today, I think that I have 419, 420. I think for viewing hours, I probably get just as much as somebody with 1,000 subscribers, to be honest with you. But I think if the channel can, you know, once I get it monetized at 1,000, if it can generate a few $100s a month, I think that's sufficient just to keep the bike, you know, maintained properly, good tires, you know, more. Yeah, more equipment. So I want to get, so there are a lot of these rides that we could do down here in Southern California. You know, I could get in a car and drive to these locations and then ride my bike. But I prefer to get a, you know, to get a bike that has enough range where I don't have to do that. Like I don't want to pack a bike up in a car and drive to a location, take the bike out, and do that. I'd rather, I mean, occasionally, yeah, but it would be a lot better to leave from, you know, relatively close location to my house and make that trip. I think that's kind of what I would prefer to do, because there's plenty of stuff there's plenty of areas we could ride to. I mean, I could do an LA ride, you know, where I took Metrolink to LA and then rode back from LA, or you know, we could ride to Long Beach and back. There's still so much to hit, you know. Balboa, Newport, Sunset Beach, Seal Beach, Huntington Beach. We could still do that loop where we go all the way down to, you got stuff in the south, Laguna, San Juan Capistrano, San Clemente. Car behind us. So I think that Dual Star, the E-Cells Dual Star, I'll have to see how much range that one gets, but I think that would be, I mean, I'd be happy with the 5-star. I think the 5-star gets probably 40 miles. I think if you're conservative, you could probably get a little bit more, which I would be. But the Dual Star, I think you can get 60 miles. I don't know, I need to get up to speed with all the new bikes. So many. All right. Very chill Monday ride. It's gonna be a hot one, so stay tuned for the ride home. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna cool off a little bit today. It's only gonna be 100, but that's still pretty hot. We gotta figure out what that noise is still that my bike's making. All right, you guys. Thank you once again for watching my channel, and we'll catch you on the next video.